What's going on, guys? We're back once again, and we're going to be talking about Scream 3. You guys should know that I'm already going back and forth with all the Scream movies, so I wanted to go ahead and give Scream 3 my own personal review since, again, this came out way before I was even on YouTube, so I wanted to go ahead and just give my own thoughts on this film, what I thought about it initially. Does it deserve, what was it as good back then as it is now? Again, re-watching it, and again, not remembering who was the killer and who was in here, and was it as good? Again, there was pivotal moments in this film that I was just like, come on, really? Because you always think in every single movie who the killer is going to be, right? And it's kind of interesting how, again, we get the same cast: Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Patricia David Arquette. We get a lot of these ones that come back, and then we got new ones that come into the franchise, which is actually interesting because Liv Schreiber, who plays as Colton, he dies in this. And of course, we lost Jamie Kennedy in the last movie, and then we got Jenny McCarthy, we got Carrie Fisher who joins, as well as Dionne Richmond. We got Wes Craven, who's always in here. We got Patrick Dempsey in here. We got Patrick Warburton in here. We have Kevin Smith. We even have Nancy O'Dell in this. We even have in the other films as well. And the whole Jay and Silent Bob thing. We always have that in these films. And this is more of a film within another film, and in them trying to continue the Stab franchise within their movie, and someone trying to kill people again and trying to figure out who the killer is. And then later on we find out who the killer is, and it was kind of not really a shock, but I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes more sense, because the way they did it actually made a lot more sense in this film than I think I would say 4 did, and I'm going to get into that one in another video, because this one had to deal with Sydney's half brother, which was Roman. So it was pretty interesting that he was a half of a sibling that no one knew, that of course their mother back in the day was an actress, and that she did whatever to get roles, and then finally when she wanted to get roles, she had a child. It just not said of who exactly who the child's father was. So again, at this point, I don't think it did reveal who Roman's actual father was entirely. I think that it could have been the director that he killed at that moment in time, but again, I could be wrong. But overall, the whole entire thing of exactly who it is, because it almost looked like it could have been the one that was playing Sydney in the version of that movie, but again, it was not. So again, went back and forth to see exactly who was the killer, and then when they finally revealed who it was, it actually made more sense than I thought it was actually going to. And it was interesting seeing how they were going to do this. Neve Campbell, Cindy, her being on the outskirts, her literally being out of the radar, so that way no one can find her. No one will be able to see where she is. That way no one can say, hey, guess what, we know where your friends are, we know where Dewey is, we know where Gail is, and that way we'll be able to kill everyone. So it actually made sense of the reason why she outcasted herself for so long, so that way she'd be able to kind of get a break from everything, but then at the same time still be found by the killer and still be able to go after all her friends and everything else. So again, did I enjoy this film? I'd say I did, again, to a certain degree. Again, some parts were cheesy. Again, a lot of horror movies do that. They're going to do that, especially with horror movies like this. I think that Scream has this thing where it gets to be like, okay, really, come on. Like, it just does that. Like, you really like, okay, come on, you're going to get killed that easy. Especially when, they always come back. And it's that simple thing of horror movie in a horror movie. You know what's going to happen. You know what to expect. And you also know who's going to die. You also know who's going to, who's going to die. Who's going to maybe live. And, there's always these rules. And they put that into the film. And it works. And sometimes it just gets a little too, where you know what's going to happen. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So, but overall, like I said, I did enjoy this film. I think it was alright. I don't think it was the best film, but I think it was a good film. Again, anyone that's a Scream fan, I highly recommend to check this out and enjoy it, because again, if you never saw it while you were growing up, or you just never got around to it, and if you're a fan of any of these actors and actresses, then give it a shot. At least give it a shot. You ain't gotta give the movie, the best review ever, but again, it's not. It does leave a window open to 4, which again I'm going to get into in another video. But so far, Would I say go see it? Yes, I would. Would I say it's the best film? No, but I did forget to give the other ones a review, so to go ahead and redo that. I give one probably an 8. I give 2 an 8.5, and I give 3 probably either an 8 or an 8.5. So that way you guys are aware. But either way, what were your thoughts of Scream 3? I'd like to know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, so about subscribing, leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Click notifications so you guys are notified every time I upload. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.